Pete's sakes, go ahead and cry.
Don't you tell me when to cry. I'll cry when I want to. And I'm not going to have my cry until you are out of this apartment.
What do you mean, out of this apartment?
Well, you certainly don't think that we're going to live here together, do you? After tonight?
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. I want a divorce.
What?
I'm sorry, Paul, I can't talk about this now. Good night.
Where are you going?
To bed.
You can't, not now.
You did before.
That was in the middle of a fight. This is in the middle of a divorce.
Sorry, Paul. I can't talk to you when you're hysterical. Good night.
Will you come here? I want to know why you want a divorce.
I just told you why. Because you and I have absolutely nothing in common.
What about those 6 days at the plaza?
6 days does not a week make.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I just want a divorce.
You know, I think you really mean this.
I do.
You mean every time we have a little fight, you're going to want a divorce?
There aren't going to be any more little fights, Paul. This is it. This is the end. Good night.
So then what you're saying is, Corey, come here.
Why?
Because I don't want to yell. All the way.
Are you afraid the crazy neighbors will hear us?
You're serious.
Dead serious.
You mean about the whole thing? Going to court and signing the papers? Shaking hands, goodbye, finished forever, divorced.
That's what I mean.
Huh. I guess there isn't anything left to be said, is there?
I guess not.
Right. Good night, Corey.
Where are you going?
To bed.
Don't you want to talk about this?
At 2:30 in the morning?
I can't sleep until it's settled.
Well, that may take 3 months. Why don't you at least take a nap?
You don't have to get snippy.
Well, I'm sorry. But when I plan vacations, I'm happy, and when I plan divorces, I'm snippy.
It's as much as we want.
Okay. Now, how did you feel today?
I don't really know. I think I might have been pushing.
A little bit. Pushing
Yeah.
for the results that you wanted.
Yeah, pushing to have something I didn't. And I don't even know that I knew what that was. But I felt like, something's not here, I have to find it. So it's very possible that I wasn't connected, but that I was struggling to find that thing.
Okay. And Kevin?
I found that there were a couple of moments that I was just not there. And it's always the tough moments of the surprise when she says, I want a divorce. It felt, I don't know.
You see, it
It
starts earlier, actually. I want you out of here.
Yeah.
You see, and that didn't land at all. Your pants were more important than what that meant.
Yes.
By the way, that's what I want to talk about, that some of your activities, when the activities state pieces of business, you're using them wrong. In other words, you see, if I'm hanging up pants, I'm hanging them over this thing. Now, when this, that they're right, becomes more important than what I'm hearing here, this is not serving you. Doesn't mean that I don't do this, but you see, if I'm doing this and she says, say to me, I want you out of here. Okay, now wait.
I want you out of this apartment.
What do you mean out of here?
Will going to live here together, do you, after tonight?
Whatever, but then I go on with this. But I don't have to finish my piece of business. Do you follow?
Yes, yes.
And the same with the tooth. You thought, well, I might do that there. So now it becomes the toothbrushing. You stop hearing, and you might head here, and you might start that. Then she's saying something, you might never get to it. Do you follow? But when that becomes, then I have to do that, and how does the cap open, and how would I do this here? Then you stop hearing and connecting.
Okay.
That's why I always say do all the activities before you ever learn the lines.
Yeah, I think it started from the beginning.
It
of
would.
the rehearsal process.
It's very hard to shake that, and really, rather than arriving at it organically so that it's incorporated into the work, it becomes disassociated. You say, I got to do something there, so it becomes a piece of business.
Right.
Right? And that, I felt, stopped you a lot. Okay. Very good.
I have one question.
Good.
I don't know if this is the best time. I'm trying to apply your technique of transferences, and I've gotten as far as finding moments that I think are applicable, and now I don't know what to do with them. Like, I can say, okay, I can picture the pajamas that I wear when he goes to work, and I know how they feel, and I know how they make me feel. But what do I don't know how to make that here.
Well, have you got them on? Have you got his robe on?
I have his robe belt on. So just knowing that's enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. But any transference is, if it makes me feel a certain way, what do I want to do about it? Otherwise, it's just nourishment sometimes.
Right, okay.
It doesn't have direct application except that it seems to feed you. Okay?
Okay, I
All
think
right.
I get it. Thanks.
Very good, thank you.
When I first learned about transference and substitutions, I remember being very confused as to whether I was supposed to literally like superimpose someone from my life, like a boyfriend or somebody who I loved, over the face of like my scene partner in order to, you know, have the correct like emotional investment in that person. And she was like, no, substitution defines behavior.
How substitution in relationship to others can change. Let's suppose my sense of age, how young or how old I am, very often depends on whom I'm with, right? Now, I'm walking down the hall and I bump into Alfred Lunt, and he reaches out and asks to shake my hand. Now, I'm heading here and I see it's Alfred Lunt. You know, and, I mean, I'm 18 again. That's how I feel. I mean, because of the admiration about our relationship at that time. Now, I can substitute, if we're playing together, him for you, if I need to. Do you see?
Right.
And it brings about a totally different... Now, the whole point in substitution is that I'm not carrying, as we shake hands, I'm not carrying Alfred Lunt around in my head. I'm not playing, you know, where is he? And that's what he looks like. And, you know, but I'm transferring that relationship onto you. And when I shake hands with you, I'm doing it to you, right? Not to him anymore. That's where we often screw up in substitutions. We hang on to the source, and it floats around with us. We're doing homework there, and we don't see who we're doing it with. See, when it's translated into action, into behavior with the partner, our relationship immediately becomes something else. Now, if I take my snotty son-in-law, the same circumstances, all right? And you offer me your hand. Okay, here I go. And I go. You see, now... But I've again done it to him, not to my son-in-law. You see, that's the step in rehearsal we often leave out. That we imagine, and then we hang on to the imaginative thing rather than putting it on to the object or the person. Right? Okay, very good.